this story, put your hands together, please. Good morning,
There are a lot of speeches here about the Rising. And one good thing about the centennial year, something that could not have been taken for granted, was it's been very, very well resourced by the people. It's been very well attended. A lot of important historical events have taken place, and the commemorative aspect of 2016, I think, has certainly been quite well fulfilled. The government had their extravaganza at Easter, which is a very popular event with the people of Dublin and tourists. And on the 24th of April, there was an extremely significant gathering of people from all 32 countries on the board, right here in the GPO. That was by no means a foregone conclusion. I'm sure you're even more relieved that I'm not going to say too many words today. Suffice to say that 2016 has been a qualified success so far. And more than ever before, there is a public consciousness about the significance of the headquarters garrison at GPO and the once more or less occluded story of the Moore Street site, the entire terrace and its immediate environs. This newish concept of a revolutionary quarter, I think, is very significant, and I think it is ultimately a way that the right type of heritage, the right type of political message, the right type of, I suppose, public-private interface can succeed. Bear this in mind. Successive Irish administrations did not want a Main prison to survive. Right? A consortium of unpaid volunteers over many years managed to convince, by force of their actions, by taking the initiative, the state to become involved. And it is now one of the major tourist attractions in Dublin. This doesn't have to be done for money anyway. It's intrinsically beneficial to be done for its own right. But if people are saying that there's no potential benefit from saving all of Moore Street and developing Revolutionary Quarter, they are wrong. In my lifetime, the environs of Temple Bar, which may not exactly be Nirvana these days, were somewhat hellish. It was dangerous, desolate, earmarked for a massive bus station no one needed, and certainly didn't need there. And now what is it? At least it's a place where people can live, where people can work, and people can visit. That too has succeeded despite successive administrations. At the moment, the most contentious and significant game in play is the Revolutionary Quarter. And if anyone asks you, who's curious, but why would you stand in the way of commercial development in a recession that has by no means evaporated and may not evaporate for some years, you can tell them, because it's the right thing to do anyway. And there happens to be a business dividend for those in this environment, all to the better. In all likelihood, the long-term beneficiaries of this will be the Irish tax exchequer. Why would we save this area? This is where the Irish Republic was declared on the 24th of April 1916. This is the centre of our national identity. This is the only place where a solution of our ancient problems with our nearest neighbours could be solved. And whilst it is true we have an evolving, problematic 26-county state which calls itself a republic, and we have 6 counties that have been shrived off nearly 100 years ago with disastrous consequences for all concerned, the only blueprint that's likely to work is that enshrined in the 1916 proclamation, which was posted up, read out, and broadcast from here. Who called themselves the IRA in 1916, contrary to my history books in school, aided by Cumann na mBan, by the Hibernian Rifles, by the Irish Citizen Army, people who represented all walks of Irish life, but all progressive forces in our society, were right in 1916, and their descendants are right in 2016. When, under enormous military pressure from an implacable imperialist enemy, that was quite prepared to use 18-pounder cannons and naval guns to deluge his entire environment, that it resorted to the indiscriminate use of heavy machine guns from various positions, that were using snipers from the heights of a nearby college I won't name, from the Rotunda Hospital for Christ's sake, from Tara Street Fire Station, who were deluging the people of the city, rebel and civilian alike, with lead, with explosive shells. When this became untenable, the advance guard led by the O'Rahilly and the rear guard headed up by Patrick Pearse evacuated to Moore Street and invested the entire terrace. This is the headquarters unit of the Irish Republic. At that point in time, every other battalion headquarters within Dublin was extant because the British could not or would not overrun them, which is an enormous testament to people who had hoped to hold out for 48 hours. After 6 days of the Republic, the the reluctant decision was taken that the political point had been made that Ireland had indeed taken its place again amongst the nations of the earth, and that decision was taken in Moore Street. And rising from that, we had the de-acceleration, I suppose, the standing down of the fighting forces to fight another day. Don't let anyone tell you about mandates. The people who saved Kilmaine in prison had no mandate. They're now being phased as those who've gifted the state an important tourist asset. We don't need to do this for tourism. We should be doing this for our own political ideology and ideals, for our own progressive politics. With all the votes rising, why not? We must save Moore Street. We must establish Revolutionary Quarter. It's historically, philosophically, ideologically essential. Thank you.
Unread